So we got some water at the creek, just filtered, ate a snack bar. It was really good, a builder's bar. I like them. Now when you come out, you gotta be careful. As you look, there's all kinds of ways to go across here. Some are moose trails. I think this is the regular trail, and hopefully I'm not wrong, because I hate backtracking. But if I'm wrong, I'll backtrack. But generally, pretty quickly, you can tell what the real trail is, because a real trail will have things that real trails should have, like rocks put there by the trail crew to help you get across. If I'm wrong, though, my Garmin will show me right away. But it was good to sit for a little while. Drank a whole lot of water because I can easily refill right here. So, and here we are off again. Now I'm not going into the Little Todd campground, which is why I got my water here. I'm pushing on to Desor today, which makes my full miles between 12 and 13. Now the deal is these next 6 miles are pretty tough, and the reason being it's going to be up on top of the ridge and it's hot, so I have to stop and I have to be really careful to ration my water. If I don't, I'm going to be struggling. Oh, what a fine mess this is, hey? But not the end of the world. You can get through without sinking. So have to be careful. Stab around and see if you can find something solid in the bottom. But we're coming up to the Little Todd Junction. We are north Desor is that way we're going. It says, oh, it doesn't tell us the mileage. It says Todd Harbor, the way we came. And then Little Todd that way. We like Little Todd, it's really great, but we don't have time for it today, so we're going on. You can see the path to Little Todd is a lot more traveled than the path to North Desor. So here we go. On any trail in the on Isle Royale, you come to this stuff, you're going, where did the trail go? And you have to kind of look where it might be. You can see the cairn on the other side. It means that people are just stepping right over this. I don't think you can go around. So you can also see that the bark is getting a little bit beat up. Not surprised. Look at the condition of this tree, though. Oh, my legs are just a little bit too short for this operation, but I got over. Okay. Barely. All right, you can see the cairn. When in doubt and you can't find a cairn, remember the trail is the Minong Ridge Trail, so you're staying on top for the most part. When you're going down in the right place, it'll be really clear. And the question is which way do I like on these rocks? And the other thing about the rocks is there's not much of a path that you can see easily to follow where other people have gone. So just look for signs. Like that's a rubbed spot here too. It's not very good of people to knock the cairns down. Can see sometimes the remnants, but for novice hikers it can be a problem. But you can see the worn, a little bit worn path here in the rocks. So I'm sitting on top of the ridge. We've passed a cutoff to Little Todd as I'm going straight into Desor. But straight ahead is Sleeping Giant. It's a little bit obstructed by the tree, but just an incredible view. Sitting here taking a 5. Got my water down there. I took a 5 for quite a while. It's hot, so I'm going to be sure that I'm taking many breaks and rationing my water because I have to get there, and it's probably going to be 80s or more on these baking rocks by the time I get done. So time to take it easy, go slow, enjoy the view, and don't drink too much, but don't sweat too much too. I'm going to give you a little view of the ridge once you're up top. This is a little bit treacherous in terms of footing, you know, be careful, but actually make good time on it. What you're doing is just walking, looking for the rugged path. You can see it from time to time. And then you'll see the cairns, which are very useful. But even with the cairns, you can lose your way. And that has to do with the visibility of the trail, and if there are obstructions, and then how people have gone around. What happens is you're following the trail of how people went around. But most people went off to a different way. Fortunately, most people didn't stay going that way, but there you are standing and going, yep, this is not the trail. So you backtrack a little way. For me, that was about 20 feet. So, but I kind of like this because you make really good time if you're, careful with your hand and foot placements, or your pole and your feet placements, because you're not dealing with roots. Plenty of rock, but they're all visible. That's the deal. So I'm going to go back to making pretty good time. And this is going to stay the same for quite a while, just alternating between these ridges, and then you have to go dip down into the woods to connect with the next ridge. So taking a standing 5. Again, clearly Sleeping Giant. Today I've gone more than 8 miles already. I feel better than I did yesterday though. So I think it's because I'm stopping more often and readjusting my boots every time I stop, emptying out the debris. Also, I see a lot of people hiking in t-shirts and stuff. This sun is really beats on you. I've got a hat on and a really loose long sleeve shirt, really breathable, and I'm bearing okay in the sun, so I think it's all right. I'm going okay. I put sunblock 100 on my face and neck and ears so that I don't burn. My ears aren't covered by my hat, but this is certainly a beautiful trail. How's that for the top of the world? this bird island or gull island, I'm not sure, in front of close to us, between us and Sleeping Giant. Whew. That's the way I came, a little bit rugged. Needing to get some water pretty quick. Then on this side, this is a Greenstone Ridge, so Greenstone Ridge people are following along. I'm going to North Desor and they're going to South Desor. So very interesting. South Desor beach is very, very exquisite. North Desor is kind of overcast because it's on the north shore. The sun doesn't get to it. Being on the south shore, the sun really lands nicely on the South Desor beach. But in any case, we're on the North Desor side, and that's all good. We like it. I'm going to show you the descent here. A little bit unfriendly, but we can do this. Not that scary. Okay. It's got to be a little steep coming off the top of the world. So between those big high cliffs, you're walking through this stuff. When it's hot, this stuff gives you a little break, but you come in here and the bugs are ferocious. Apparently they don't like the rocks either. But pretty quick. Again, we're down from the ridge and we're walking more in the forest. There's some deadfall. Just sharing what it looks like. Pretty messy. But I have a few more of these up and downs and then I think I'm gonna get to something else. I have not passed the one when you get to it, you know what you're going, oh my God, why couldn't they find a more direct route? But that's still coming. A little bit more eye candy from the trail crew. Saying, yeah, people, that's worth the effort. One's been a little bit chewed up by rodents. Apparently they get calcium or something from them. And that's Lake Superior there, still Sleeping Giant. We're traversing this rock, and I guess we've come away. But it feels like it's slow going when it's so up and down. Just taking a standing 5. It's good to not push, especially I'm coming to go down the side for the 15th time, and I'd rather do it sure-footedly. So just stand in here for a minute. So I just decided to sit for a while. I'm seeing some falcons here floating in the wind, kind of just circling. So if they come back around, I'll try to capture them. Pretty awesome pine trees. Coming down yet another one of these ridges. I'm hoping, I'm less than 2 miles out of North Desor, so I'm hoping that we're getting to the end of these up and downs. But we'll see. It's hard to say. Just go until you get there, basically. You can see how these have gotten smaller and smaller as we've gone to the west. So we're getting a little bit, they're not better because you keep going up and down. We're just spending more time in the woods at this time. But you notice that we're no longer having the great vistas because we're not as high. So, but we're getting to Lake Desor and we'll set up camp for the night. It's supposed to rain. I wish I had more gas. I'd run right into Wendigo, but it's not smart to be hiking in the rain when you're out of gas and with a headlamp. So I'd rather do it in the daytime. And it continues. But we're getting close. This is the one I've been waiting for. Not happily either. Oh, it's getting long. I'm at 11.3 miles for the day thus far. My legs are sore. Fortunately, we have a wind. I believe I'm within 3/4 of a mile of the campground, but oh, I'm running out of gas. But I keep going. Nothing like a beaver dam. It's crazy. But I'm pretty much running out of gas here. I said that already. That's really impressive. The wall is really high. Finally. So it's about a half mile in. I'm so glad to be off those big lunkers. I'll have a little bit of that tomorrow, but clearly not as much as I had today. We're through the worst of the trail now. Now it's just kind of swampy and beaver dams and some of the up and downs. Once you leave the signpost, you still have a good 3/4 of a mile. Just backtracking to the water. You can see the water for a long way, but the trail winds back around for quite a ways. Dwayne says it's a half a mile. I'm actually thinking it's more than that, but I can see people in the campground, so I'm really close to it right now. It's kind of cold, so I have to put my puffy on. That's why I'm in the tent too. Feeling a little grubby. My feet hurt. It was a great hike though. What happened was I went 12.4 miles today. Normally Dwayne and I do like 6 going from Todd to Little Todd, but I don't have that kind of time, so I had to come all the way into North Desor. It was a challenge, but I'm here. And in the morning, I'll show you the lake before I take off. But this evening, it's a little chilly. I've gone ahead and filtered all the water for what I need this evening. And what I need tomorrow as well. I filled up the bladder so I don't have to worry about it. And then I want to get a really early start. So that I'm into Wendigo surprisingly early. But I think even if I get out of here around maybe 6 or so, and it's likely 7 though, it takes time to get things organized and stashed. But if I get out of here at 7, it'll probably take me 8 hours to get there. It's just not a fast hike, especially not when you're dealing with beaver dams. Still, it's a hike. It's pretty good. I think tomorrow morning I'll also see a lot of moose. Dwayne's kind of missing out. No, he didn't come along. But I'm just eating granola. I have given it my all today. I just stop several times and sit. Because the up and down on the rocks in the last 6 miles was just excruciating. That from here into Wendigo is not that bad, so I'm really happy about that. It's pretty good, but it is. So until the morning, we're in my humble tent. But until the morning, I'm going to sign out and finish eating here and get some sleep and get up early so that I can get out of here as soon as possible. I'd actually like to get into Wendigo by, say, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That would be great, but it's not likely. So, depending on what the conditions are tomorrow.